We're looking directly into the teeth of Iran. It's Iran.
Hey, Dr. Lewis, Supervisor, meet 15-839-5915 Willowcrest Avenue.
15-833.
Hello, Sammy. Hello, Mimi. Hello, Gigi. Gigi. Like the dog at my customer's house that loves me so much, Gigi. Hello, Nancy. Goat. Does anybody know? I bet Goat knows who it is. Does anybody know who Man Cow Miller is? Let me look him up. Man Cow Miller.
1907 Roger.
Let's get more information on Man Cow Miller. Is that his name? Muller. His name is Man Cow Muller. You guys were looking right into the teeth of Iran. Iran. Free Iran or bomb Iran. You know how many times I've
Possible for 9 suspects there now at 13453 Dan Owen Street. Clear call tactic advised she is currently in front of 13458 Dan Owen Street. She was advised to flag you down when she sees you. Additional is at 1047.
Damn, Man Cow Miller is 60. I get in trouble all the time from Iranians in LA. And they always say it's pronounced Iran, not Iran. Because I say Iran like the rest of us. Iran. And then they say no, it's you pronounce it Iran. Iran. And then I say, then you motherfuckers better learn how to spell it, because it's spelled Iran. And if you want us dumb Americans to pronounce it right, you'll spell it E-R-O-N, motherfuckers. Then we'd probably call it Aaron, actually. It's spelled Iran, not Iran. Thank you, Ricochet Visuals 33313. What's up in Iowa, Jeff Gochi? I've never said Jeff Gochi, I just say Goat. What's up, Goat and Dean? Goat and Dean both in Iowa. Goat and Dean both in Iowa. Exactly. You want us to pronounce Iran like Iran, then spell it like Iran. I don't speak Farsi, okay? This is what it would sound like if there was a Farsi letter in the English alphabet. Let's say the letter G was a Farsi letter. It would sound like this. I mean, they need to put a lullaby in their letters, you know? It would sound like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, H, I, J, K, and let's say a P. Let's say the G and the P were Farsi letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Why did so many foreign languages end up sounding like somebody's throwing rocks at a wall? Okay? Iran. It's not racist. There's nothing racist about it. It's comical, and it's not racist. But mijo, please. I'm assuming you're calling me a racist. Trust me, I've been living. My co-host of my podcast is half Iranian. Okay? Before he jumped off a bridge into traffic and killed himself, he was an Iranian. Now he's a dead human being. Okay? And then my other neighbor, Sharad, I once watched him road rage right in front of my apartment and beat the hell out of a van with a baseball bat and scare the living life out of a woman and go to jail for it. I have a lot of experience with Iranians in LA is what I'm telling you. Oh, you said it's not racist, mijo. Got it, mijo. No, it's not. I'm not being racist. First of all, I'm not racial unless it's... Do you remember that woman, Rachel Dolezal? The white woman who identified as a black woman? She was transracial. Okay. I'm also transracial. I identify as a Chinese national. And my Chinese name is Jing Jing Ping Ding Emalima Ding Dong. I also identify as really shitty food. So from now on, I would like to be identified as a Braunschweiger sandwich. And my pronouns are government cheese and lunch meat. Okay? It feels so much better talking freely on YouTube than it does constricted on TikTok. I would already be banned right now. For just the last 10 minutes, I'd be banned for life on TikTok. It's crazy how that works. It's crazy. I just came up with those pronouns, by the way. I think I'm going to write that down. Hold on. I got to write that down. The other parts I've said that before. But I like my new pronouns. Government cheese and lunch meat. I like that. Those are my new pronouns. Yeah, mijo. That TikTok app wasn't built for me. Personally, it wasn't built for me. It's a good thing I'm not going to be podcasting on that app. But I have been running tests with my podcast for the last 2 weeks. My new podcast, which is the same old podcast. It's just it's a reboot. In fact, my first episode is episode 54 because it's the same it's the same show. Yes. My brain is small, but my dick is big, MJ11Z. It's called the Coffee Podcast. I'm still deciding if I'm going to keep the name. It's called the Coffee Pot, like a coffee pot cast. The Coffee Podcast. But only now the planets will align tonight. Well, we're looking at Iran, so we're waiting for the bombs to drop. Yes, my first guest on the reboot is going to be an actor from the Jeepers Creepers movies. But yeah, I'll be having guests. I have a co-host. I think I'm still debating whether or not I need a co-host. But I might bring back my second co-host, the co-host that didn't jump off a bridge into the freeway into traffic, Jim. Because Hank jumped into the freeway into traffic, so he can't co-host anymore. But he was a great co-host. He was half Iranian and half Jewish, which means he wanted to blow himself up. He hated when I did that joke. But his mom was Iranian and his dad was a Jew. And I always used to say, damn, it must be tough walking around life deciding whether or not you want to blow yourself up. He did not like that joke. I loved it. He hated it. And by the way, he's a descendant of the former rulers of Iran. The greatest leaders ever of Iran was the Karim Zand leadership that ruled that fucking place from, I'd have to relook up the years. But my co-host for the Coffee Podcast was a guy named Hank. Hank sounds like a white guy from the Midwest, but in fact, his full name was Hank Karim Zand Gunderson, because he was a direct descendant of the Karim Zand dynasty in Iran. And in fact, his mom was Iranian. and his dad was Jewish, and his mom worked at the Beverly Hills School District. And so she was able to get him into Beverly Hills High. He went to school with, what's his name? Fuck. Mike Huckabee? Yeah, god damn, it's hot up here, you guys. Anyway, Mike Huckabee. Well, we knew we were going to bomb Iran last night because Mike Huckabee told everybody to get the fuck out of town. Do you remember? Well, thank you, MJ11Z. Do you understand? Having such a small causes the disease of becoming you. Man, for having such a big brain, you're terrible at, grammatically, you're terrible. You can't, your punctuation's off. Your sentence not complete. So what are we to surmise from that? That you're more retarded than I am? Can we have a retarded contest, MJ11Z? Because you can cancel words. Listen, listen. I'm an independent. I don't ride with Trump, and I don't ride hard left. I ride in the middle. And you can cancel words, and you can cancel things, and you can evolve, but you're not canceling the word retard in my world. I'm using the word retard, okay? You know how black people get to use the N word because they're black? Well, I get to use the R word because I am retarded. So I identify as retarded. I get to use the word retard, okay? Yeah, government cheese and lunch meat. That's my pronouns. You know, I'm working on a bit about LeBron James, and it goes something like this, to be concise. Because the punchline is the R word. You know, let me just break it down and not tell it as a joke. You know, the argument is who's the greatest of all time. For some reason, they have Michael Jordan and LeBron as 1 and 2, and they argue that. But in my opinion, LeBron's like down in the 8 or 9 spot. But that's just me. But overall, the consensus is who's the greatest of all time, Jordan or LeBron? Which I don't think LeBron should even be in that conversation. Nonetheless, that's the consensus. Yeah, I don't want to argue with you anymore, so I'm just going to hide you from my channel forever. You can listen in, though. Hey, Big Brain MJ11Z, I know you can still hear us, but you don't get to comment anymore. Anyway. Whistle. Take their stopwatch to where? You guys got Jordan. Well, Jordan's clearly the greatest. There's no debate over the GOAT, the NBA GOAT. The NBA GOAT is Jordan. And if you're going to put guys behind him, which is going to be a distant second and third, you need to look at Kareem and Magic and Bird as 2, 3, and 4. Put them in whatever order you want. You got to show love to like Bill Russell and Wilt, Pistol Pete, and guys like that. We don't know how to measure those guys in modern day basketball. But I ain't got LeBron till about, I got LeBron coming in maybe 7, 8. Yes, point and laugh at MJ because he can still hear us, but he can't comment. You know, Elgin Baylor's good. He's got a statue down here. It's hard. It's hard. This is a great view. You guys, it's hot in LA today. I just thought I'd stop in. I can't stand here in the sun too long. I stopped in to say free Iran or bomb Iran. I'll finish my thought on the Jordan. But the joke, yeah, it's a good joke, actually. I got to really pan that joke out. Tim just turned into Trump? Oh, because I silenced him, Barton? Knock it off. Listen, if you're just going to sit here and call me... listen, I'll debate him. I'll debate him, but I can't see the screen right now. The fucking sun is shining hard. Jim just turned into Trump. Shut up. Why don't you just shut up? That's why I love this app. Why don't you shut up, boy? Why don't you shut up, boy? Huh? I'm Dwight Yoakam's character from Sling Blade. Why don't you shut up, boy? Huh? Fuck you, boy. I'm gonna talk to you like Roger Linder, and you don't even know who Roger fucking Linder is. Huh? Shut that mouth, boy. Good morning, Cheryl. Shut your mouth, boy, Barton. Exactly. Tim, you got a small brain. Well, tell me something I don't know, man. It took me fucking over 40 years to figure out how to spell a few words. You know what I'm saying? I'm self-aware, okay? Hell yeah, El Diablo Pelicano. Oh, come on over, Barton. Barton 5900. Am I supposed to be shaking in my boots, Barton? Am I supposed to be scared, Barton? I'm at Runyon Canyon, Barton. Am I supposed to sweat you? Huh? Can somebody name this? This is me to Barton. I don't sweat you. Huh? That's from the movie Rocky. Okay? I don't sweat you. It's one of the greatest lines. Here's my line from the town to Barton. Let me go pick up Eric. Listen, I need your help. You can't ask me any questions. We're going to hurt some people. Or no, what's he say? What's that line? He says to Jeremy Renner, I already forgot the line. He says, listen, God damn it. I forgot the line. He says, I need your help. You can't ask any questions. I don't know. I forgot the goddamn line. They did already get bombed, Shauna. They're bombing them right now, Shauna. We're just up here at Runyon Canyon waiting for Barton to show up. See how well he can box with a bottle of bear mace in his eyes. See if he can box blind. No, here's what happened. They bombed him last night. Yeah, exactly. We woke up to Trump, with his white MAGA hat on, saying that we just bombed Iran. Bomb Iran. You remember that song? I remember getting up waiting for snow day when I was a kid, and 94 KKAZ coming at ya. And they'd be playing this song called Bomb Iran. That was a parody by, I don't know who did the parody actually. Who did the parody? Somebody did a parody. I can't play it right now because we're on YouTube and they copyright strike that. Otherwise I'd play it. Iran will pay. I don't understand what you mean for sure when you say Iran. Iran will pay. Are you saying like, with your chest out like you're Trump? Iran will pay. But I'm just wondering, what are they paying for? They haven't done anything. So I'm just wondering what they'd be paying for. And I'm not defending Iran. I've had a lot of problems with Iranians in LA, but I don't think Iran owes anything to anybody. I mean, I understand the principle of what they're saying. I mean, understand, that's a big word for me, right? What's his name that called me a retarded? No, I'm saying they're bombing them because they're saying, well, they're trying to make, listen, Mr. Warmonger has started more wars than he stopped. Let's call it what it is. I've stopped 12 wars. That's a crock of bullshit. There's only one war that's been going on. That's the Russian war, which is an invasion. He ain't stopped shit. Now he's starting wars. He's technically started 3 wars. Mr. No wars under President Trump. There ain't gonna be no wars under Mr. Trump. I probably didn't do it. This motherfucker's bombing Iran. And by the way, I don't care anymore, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? We're bombing Iran. Let's hope our soldiers don't get hurt. It seems to me when Iran responds to this shit, they really can't do anything. They just throw a few fucking rocks at Israel from Iran. You know what I mean? I don't fear for our soldiers because I don't think our soldiers are gonna be in any trouble. I think our soldiers are gonna be fine. You know what I mean? They just have a few guys throwing rocks over Iraq into Israel, and those don't even land. He stop a few conflicts, you clown. Shit. Whatever fucking makes your little dick hard at night, my friend. Whatever makes your little dick get hard at night. Whatever makes your brain work, buddy. Sounds good, El Diablo. Sounds good. I can barely read my screen because of the sun. Government cheese and spam. Maybe I'll change it. My pronouns are spam and lunch meat. I don't know. Maybe I'll change that. You guys, the sun is so bright that I can't see the screen. So I'm going to have to check back in later. Or move. Or something. I don't really have a good spot right here. You're saying you and Mike Vick don't have a dog in this fight. That's right. That's what I'm saying. That's sort of what I'm saying. I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that me and Michael Vick don't have a dog in this fight. I guess. Sort of. Damn, I can't find a lick of shade here. Oh, here we go. Here's a lick of shade. Lick it. A lick of made. Here's a lick of made, a lick of shade. All right, this is all right. Now let me see the comments I can't see. Have a good day, El Diablo. Sick Wicked said, something about Vietnam. Devantage is one of those guys that gets really butthurt if you talk about Donald Trump. This is what he sounds like when you say anything negative about Trump. That's what he sounds like. What's his name? DL Vantage. If you say anything bad about Trump, he's as he flails for his baby bottle. What's up, Zeta? What is up? I mean, Woody Harrelson said it best. You know, whatever. Nothing you can do about anything, right? Nothing you can do about anything. We're bombing Iran. Here's how it's going to go. Iran can't do shit. Iran has the ability to do nothing. Plus, Israel's fucking loving this because they're just... Israel is like the guy, you know, when you're beating somebody up and then and then the guy's buddy comes in and just starts kicking the guy that's already losing the fight, and it's kind of chicken shit. That's what Israel is just standing there doing right now. America just over there punching Iran in the mouth, and Israel like, oh, Israel's just gonna step in and throw a few boots to the guy. You know what I mean? They're loving that shit. Israel is loving that shit. There's no doubt about it. I just simply was asking, is it free Iran or bomb Iran? That's all. And on TikTok, you can't even say the word bomb. You know what I mean? It's like when you're on an airplane. You can't say bomb. You remember when Ben Stiller in the Meet the Parents is on the airplane? And she said, did you say, somebody said bomb, and he goes, bomb, 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 or whatever. It's kind of a funny scene. What about that guy that paid me like a couple of $100 to not tell my Ben Stiller story, but then I told it anyway? Because fuck him. You know? Because fuck him. Uh-oh, here comes the park ranger. I wonder how illegally I'm parked. We're about to find out. Let's see if he pulls up. Let's see if he pulls up on me. I'm parked right on... You see Mulholland Drive there. Oh no, that's a water and power guy. Never mind. He's just a utility worker. Don't say TikTok on YouTube. That's funny. I am assuming you're being funny. Yeah, Kyle P. Kyle P was dropping those dollars to prove that the mighty American dollar is more powerful than the integrity of a man. That's what he tried to prove. He thinks I'm some grifter. If I was a grifter, I would just be on my lives asking and begging for money. Occasionally I've gotten some donations, but I've never asked for them. And, but he thought I was your everyday standard grifter. Daisy, I think it's dementia. It's funny how TikTok's algorithm is ridiculous, though, even though I hate TikTok. You know, my videos on TikTok that when I'm scrolling are basically 20-year-old cats with dementia, you know, because they hear me talking about Daisy all the time. Your phone's always listening. She woke me up really early this morning with like a, you know, but she's not in pain or anything. She just, I guess cats with onset dementia, they go to their favorite spot. And for Daisy, she can't really move, so she's always in her favorite spot. But they start to yell a little bit to see, like, what's going on? And then if you just touch them, they start purring, you know. She's fine. But I think she has onset dementia, I think. I just gave her medicine. Yeah, she was looking for me. I just gave her medicine about an hour and a half ago, and then I went and fed some feral cats out in the street. I'm going to some recording studios today to talk about some drum tracks. And I stopped to check out the view. TikTok is rubbish, best to never touch it. I'm going to admit this out loud. I've never admitted this. Well, because it just happened 2 days ago. For the first time, maybe the second or third time, but the first time that it was a hard no, I went in the grocery store and I was like, you know what? I better get some steak. You know, I was tired of macaroni and cheese and pizza. So I was like, all right, let's get a steak to go with my instant mashed potatoes. And Yeah, I got my scanner on now. I'll get to some, only if it's good, I'll go to it. I'm gonna be recording music today. Anyway, I looked at the price of this steak and this ribeye and this other garbage they had, and it was a hard no. The price, I looked at the price and went, no. I'm gonna start doing what my buddy Eric does. He's got this jacket, he's got this trench coat. He walks out of Ralph's with about 8 ribeyes. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave Ralph's with him, and he'll fucking pull 3 ribeyes out and throw them in my lap on the way back to his house. And he's like, we're grilling. Because fuck, man, what are you going to do in this economy? You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do in this economy? They're not cheap. And I'm not endorsing putting ribeyes in your pocket. Eric is. Maybe I shouldn't say his first name. My boy is. That fucker comes out of Ralph's with fucking about $160 worth of ribeyes in his pocket. That shit's so expensive. I looked at everything they had in the meat aisle and I fucking went hard no, hard no, hard no, hard no. I was like, God damn, did I just what that? But what I'm saying is, that's the first time I left the store like all disappointed. And can I afford it? Yeah, I can. I could have bought whatever I wanted. It's not that I can't afford it. But at some point, even if you can afford it, you become frugal. Your brain says, is it worth it? The real tragedy is for people who walk in there, who look at the price and they just don't have the money. That's the real tragedy. I don't know what percentage, but that's most Americans probably, meaning over 50%. They walk in, see that price, they can't even buy it. So your buddy is a piece of shit thief. You could say that. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. You know, if he buys $125 worth of groceries and steals $60 more worth of fucking ribeye, yeah. You can call it whatever you want, bro. I'm just telling you the story. I don't steal at the grocery store because I don't want to go to jail. If jail was not looming, I'd probably grab some ribeyes too. Let me ask you this question, EE222010101. If you were broke and you were starving to death, would you grab a ribeye out of the store on your way back to the campfire you got burning on the side of the street so you didn't have to starve? Just asking for a friend. Probably a Jew too. So you're anti-Semitic, but you're proud to be angry at thieves, because that's a little weird. Although the Zionists are a little bit... Listen, I don't disagree with either one of your statements, to be honest with you. EE201, I don't disagree with either one of your statements. The problem is, it's my friend. What does that mean? That means that dude would step out in front of a truck for me. You know what I mean? So I don't judge him. I don't pass judgment on my friends because I'm a loyal dude, right? If somebody's about to shoot me, stab me, or a pack of wolves are trying to beat me up, that dude will step in and handle business. You ever see, this dude's from Southie, okay? Like, if you called him that to his face, he would rearrange it. That's why I'm saying that's the kind of dude he is. And those are the kind of dudes you want on your team. You know what I mean? You don't want to be playing against that opponent. I have a problem with some of the Zionists right now, EE201. You wouldn't live in the most expensive place in America? Well, that's right. So living in the most expensive places in America has an affordability issue, sure. But I don't know where that has to do with the conversation. So and my dad's side of the family is Jew. So you're a Jew. So you're a Zionist. Well, I don't know if you're a Zionist in the true sense of the word Zionist, do you know what a Zionist is? EE2201. Do you know what a Zionist is? Do you know what the real definition of that word means? As opposed to the modern slurry vibe that it has? Because for somebody who's being Jewish, you're like my old co-host. That's self-hatred. So do you hate yourself? Because you are a Jew. So where are we going with this? You are a Jew. What's a Zionist? A Zionist is just somebody who believes in Israel having the right to live, basically, in its simplest way I can tell you. It's believing that the Jews have their right to the land in Israel, and they have a right to survive and not be fucked with, and live peacefully and exist. Just believing in their right to exist, which didn't have any negative or positive tone. It just was what it was. But in modern society, it's considered a bit of a slur. It's kind of replaced the word Jew, because some people like to call people a Jew and it has a negative vibe. Calling someone a Jew is a little bit vibey of negative, although it really is not supposed to be. But now they've replaced calling someone a Jew by calling them a Zionist. And so it doesn't mean what it used to mean. And if you really want to make it a slur, people say Zionist pig. Well, it didn't used to be controversial. The term Zionist in the past didn't mean anything negative. It just meant people who believed. It refers to Jewish people, because the truth is the people most interested in Jewish having the right to exist are Jewish people. And they were referred to as Zionists. But now Gen Z doesn't like Israel. Okay? After all of the bombing of children indiscriminately, the younger generation is angry at Israel. You understand? And now that's why the younger generation runs around yelling "Free Palestine" and these things, because they believe that Palestinians have the right to exist. Do you understand? Because a terrorist group, Hamas, on October 7th, 20 whatever, went over and had a terrorist attack, that doesn't give Israel the right to bomb and kill innocent Palestinian children who have nothing to do with Hamas. And so over the course of these last whatever amount of months, years, the term Zionist has become a bit of a slur. What generation has liked Jews? Well, that's an interesting question. What generation has openly liked Jews or openly hated Jews? See, the problem for me is here's the thing. I grew up in a county, I looked it up. I grew up in a county where at the time, I don't know about now, we didn't have any Jews in the census, right? Because they do census. We didn't have any Jews where I grew up. The only references I ever had growing up my whole life to Jewish or Jew or Judaism or any of that was through the process of watching movies, right? Right, and not all Zionists are Jewish. That's a great point. That's a really good point. Did you know that only 2.6%, I think is the number, it's right around 2.5%. 2.5% of the population in America is Jewish. That's a very, very, very low number, okay? But the same amount of people who live in Israel is the same number of people who live in the United States. I'd have to relook it up, but I think around 6 million people, Jewish people, live in Israel, and 6 million Jewish people live in the US. Somewhere in that neighborhood. But did you know that over the last year, we've given $18.6 billion or something like that? Let me look those numbers up so I don't sound like an idiot. We have an agreement, a signed agreement, where we would give $3 billion a year to Israel for their protection and blah, blah, blah. But over the last year, Donald Trump has pushed that all the way up to 18 billion. And so the younger generation does not like that. They don't want us giving all this money. 2.5% of our population is Jewish, but we're sending them a lot of fucking money. I've only met 2 Jews in my life. But what I'm saying, here's what I'm getting at. I'm not here to hate on Jews. Not me. You guys are the ones doing that. When I moved to LA after not knowing any Jewish people, I was once in my agent's office. I'm saying 2.5% of the population is Jewish, but when you move to LA or New York, it feels like somewhere between 60 and 80% of the people are Jewish, which is true because they all live in very condensed areas in our country. And they control a lot of the real estate and the media and Hollywood. And I mean, they have a right to do that. You know, I'm not here to defend, and I certainly wouldn't be here to defend the worst person of all time, who is Hitler. But if you go study all of that history, you'll see what it was in the minds of people. I think they didn't like the Jewish people who were buying up all the property. It came back to money. It wasn't about hatred of, you know, people talk about skin color and racism. The truth of the matter is, in Israel, that's really, they're really Middle Easterns, but they look white. And so it's a weird thing, man. Listen, I'm not here. What I'm saying is, everybody I work with in Hollywood is Jewish. And there's only one Jew who I've ever had a real problem with. Okay? So I can't hate a group of people for that. I'm saying Gen Z doesn't like Israel. Gen Z. I'm Gen X. They don't like what they're doing in Palestine. They don't like what's going on. Look up what? I'll look it up right now. We're looking at Mulholland Drive. I was right. My numbers were right. The United States provides $3.8 billion annually in military assistance to Israel under a 10-year memorandum. So I was exactly right. However, and I was also right about this, since October 2023, I was wrong because it's been more than 1 year. We've been sending $17.9 billion for the last 2 years, which is 3 or 4 times the amount we're supposed to send them. Generation Z people do not like the fact that not only are we killing children in Gaza, but we're paying for it. All of the indiscriminate bombing happening to innocent Palestinians and the starving them to death, killing children, is being paid for by America, by your tax dollars. When you get home from work and you see that money gone from your check, well, that money was used to kill innocent Palestinian children. People don't like that. People don't like that. And, honestly, I love to have this conversation on YouTube because you can't have this conversation on TikTok. I don't agree with everything we sent to Ukraine, but I also don't agree with, I don't have a brain to argue with you about Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Sure, we could just let Russia take over Ukraine. We don't have legs to stand on right now because now we have a president who just does whatever he wants. We can take over Venezuela, Greenland, Canada, whatever he wants. So we're no different than Russia. Okay, Trump's no better than Vladimir Putin. So how do I feel about that? I don't know. Because we don't have a moral authority anymore. We gave that all away in the last year. We gave that away. So what would our motivation be to send the money? There's a lot of reasons why we defend Ukraine, because we defend democracies all over the world. We defend the right to democracy. But now we've lost our moral high ground on that issue. Okay, now we can't stand here and say, practice what we preach. We can't do that anymore. So now we're fucked. So now I think Trump did stop giving them money. And, Russia's slowly but surely winning that war. But the problem is they've lost 1 million fucking soldiers, man. Is that what... Your opinion is Ukraine is Russia's to take? Well, that's what's happening. And Ukraine is a sovereign democratic nation that tried to join NATO, right? So there's a lot of reasons we were defending them. And there's a lot of reasons that we sent money. I don't know what the amounts were. I know it was just a lot of money. I wasn't necessarily against it, but I kind of am as well. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Listen, I'm completely against giving Israel $20 million a year to bomb innocent people in Gaza. Gaza is like the size of my bathtub. You know what I mean? Israel can take care of themselves. They literally face no threat of retaliation in the sense of war. There's no Air Force flying over Israel from Gaza. Hamas doesn't have an Air Force. They don't have an army. They don't have anything. They're just sitting there being bombed. So what in the fuck are we sending $20 billion for? Okay? Russia has one of the largest armies in the world. Ukraine needed help. They needed money to defend themselves. They needed missiles and shit. Israel doesn't need our money to fight fucking 3 people in a bathtub who aren't even fighting back. So my personal opinion is I'm on the Ukrainian side. I just don't know what the number should be. Should we be the only ones sending money? Shouldn't Europe be sending a lot of the money as well? Or whatever? We're not trying to get caught up in any wars with Russia or fucking China or anybody who has nuclear weapons. We're all once somebody launches nuclear weapons at somebody, there is no stopping that. Because every country that's being attacked by nuclear weapons or sending them into blah, 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 you have like 6 minutes to decide if you're going to defend yourself. So there's no negotiation. Once the first missile goes, that's it. Once the first nuke is in the air, that's it. There's no time to think, negotiate, understand, comprehend. All you can do is push your button back. That's the problem. That's the issue. So it's a touchy situation when it comes to Russia and Ukraine. And don't ask me, I'm a moron. But all I know is I'm telling you what I do know. We're sending too much money to Israel. War fatigue, there's more than a few things I don't know about. I don't know about most of it because I don't care. It's not that I don't care. I just don't. I'm busy doing other things. I'm not a politician. I'm not a warmonger. I'm not caught up in it. I don't have a dog in the fight other than I live in America. And my tax dollars get spent here, there, and wherever else. So I'm supposed to know what's going on. Supporting Ukraine is a mistake. Why poke the bear? You mean the Russian bear? I don't know, dude. I don't know, chill guy, honestly. Other than to say, Ukrainians are good people, man. They're good. It's a sovereign, democratic nation who didn't do anything wrong, and they were just invaded. Do you know this is how it started in World War? Do you understand? That's exactly what was happening when Europe was being invaded, and Hitler and was trying to take over all of Europe. Have you ever watched some good fucking World War documentaries? He just decided he was going to do what Trump and Putin are doing right now. I can go take whatever I want to take. And that's what was happening. And then the world had to defend the world. That's what we're trying to avoid happening again. What's not true? That Hitler was just taking over countries? I hope you're not responding to that, because listen. Stop it. Of course it's true. And they were there's a lot. The documentaries will learn you. Go watch some documentaries. They'll learn you what happened. I'm just saying we're sending too much money to Israel. That's all I'm saying. I'm not being hateful about it. I'm telling you, we have a 10-year contract that will send them $4 billion a year. That should be up soon. Why are we sending them $18 billion a year under Trump? Why? They got their own money. Why are we sending aid? They're not under attack because they're fighting Iran. Well, we're taking care of Iran ourselves now, so Israel doesn't need any money. The comedy club was great. You know, it was funny because that Asian girl comedian was there who I wanted to talk to. And she approached me, actually. I was just having a beer at the bar, talking to Jimmy Brogan, one of the greatest comics in the game, man. If you don't know who Jimmy Brogan is, or you haven't seen him live, amazing. I don't buy into the Burisma scandal. You were stuck riding with Ponch and John all night? Oh, well, I got banned from TikTok, so it doesn't matter. TikTok threw me right out of town. Ponch and John riding their bikes, and I don't know what that bike ride is called. What's that called? What is that called? I don't believe anything that comes from the right wing, Traveling Lamp. All I know is Hunter Biden wanted to do a little blow and get some hookers, and I don't have a problem with that. That's the American way. I don't know what happened with Burisma. I don't give a shit, honestly. How's that? Well, I didn't get banned. I lost my live access. You know, that's pretty typical. I could be on my backup account right now. I just chose to go on YouTube so I could use foul language this morning. I don't feel like being a fucking third grader this morning, so I just thought I'd come cuss out things on YouTube. I'm sure there's something to Burisma, but I don't give a shit. That's all. I'm sure there's something going down with Burisma, but I don't give a shit. The world revolves around my opinions. First of all, I'm an Iowa boy, traveling lamp. So get that fucking straight, bro. I'm an Iowa boy through and through. Am I an Angelino? Yeah, I'm an Angelino, but I'm an Iowa boy, son. You get that straight, son? So make sure you get that through your thick skull, son. I'm an Iowa boy. Straight up. You understand? My opinions mean nothing. Did I say the world revolved around my opinions? You don't have to be in here listening to my opinion. You have your own opinion. You're clearly a MAGA grifter. Good for you, man. Good for you. Good for you. You ever hear Beetlejuice? Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, but chill, guy. I am an Iowa boy. I'm serious. My pack runs deep. When your wolf pack runs fucking 50 deep from Fort Dodge, Iowa, you run the world free of fear. Straight from the cornfields. Yes, I grew right out of the ground like corn. There's no cities in Iowa. Those 3 million people who live in cities, that's just made up. Just farm, just corn out there. Nothing but corn out there. I'm not straight from the cornfield. I'm straight from the fucking streets of dirty Dodge. Okay? Where some of my friends are doing fucking 20 years in prison. People who rode with the most notorious fucking dangerous biker gang in the country called the Sons of Silence. So for all you ignorant motherfuckers who don't know, you'll get your heads twisted off if you fucking look at a Sons of Silence member sideways. You got Sons of Silence? Oh, for sure, in Minnesota. The whole region. From South Dakota to the Wisconsin area, I'm sure. The Sons of Silence are no joke. You remember the TV show Sons of Anarchy? That's more based on the Sons of Silence than it is the Hells Angels. Fact. That's a fact, Jack. They nicknamed methamphetamines, crystal meth, crank, because the Sons of Silence used to transport it in the crank cases of their fucking Harley Davidsons. And that's why it's referred to as crank in the Midwest. They don't call it crank in California. They call it crystal or ice or meth. That's what they call it in New Mexico, in the deserts of California, and Hawaii. Because the Sons of Silence didn't run that fucking operation. But in Iowa, they did. They cooked that shit in meth labs in Iowa. Iowa was the meth capital of the world before New Mexico, California deserts, and so on was. Iowa was. What are they? What are the Sons of Silence? They're a biker gang, like the Hells Angels or the Mongols or any good old all-American fucking Harley Davidson biker gang with some Indian motorcycles too, I'm sure. Anyway, we're at war with Iran. What does that mean? It means the same as every other war. We're at war in Iraq. We're at war in Afghanistan. It just means there's really no military to fight us back. So as long as we keep boots off the ground, our soldiers are fine. As soon as we put boots on the ground, then they just run around waiting for IEDs and shit to kill people indiscriminately. You know, we never take huge casualties or losses So our guys will be fine, I'm sure. You know, we got some Iranians throwing rocks at Israel. That's pretty much it. So I'm sure we're going to bomb them for 3 days, and then it'll be over. Trump has begged everybody to take over their government. But that's going to go the same way it did in Venezuela, in my guessing opinion, okay? No one took over the Venezuela. You know, we just captured Maduro. And the same people are running it. The same people are running Venezuela. So it just doesn't even... Don't get called calling them a biker gang. Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. Listen, I sold fucking... I don't know how much I should say. Listen, when I was a kid, you know what I mean? I would get people weed, and the place I was getting the weed was from a guy from the Sons of Silence. Okay? Dangerous fucking drug dealer from the Sons of Silence. You know what I mean? He would give me a zip, and then I would run around and sell it to my buddies. You know what I mean? Back in the day. He's in prison right now. He's in prison for the rest of his life for whatever he got caught with dealing and shit. The penalties in Iowa for distributing or manufacturing or fucking with methamphetamines are stiff. My first guitar player in my first band ever, Phil Pringle, and I say his name because it's public information. If you look up his sentence, he was on the run during the pandemic. He just got sentenced to 17 years in federal prison for distribution of methamphetamines. And in Arizona, the same sentence he would have got would have been 17 months. He would have got 17 months had he been caught for the same charge. If you caught the same charges, even federally in Arizona, I don't know why it changes state to state when it's a federal charge, because Iowa has certain statutes. I don't know how that works, actually. I'm not sure how that works. Wild hogs and a peaceful biker gang. Where's Maduro now? World War III is right around the corner, so... You know what I mean? It is right around the corner. My buddy just got in his car to drive to Florida with his pregnant girlfriend, and I'm happy for them. Last night was his last night at one of our favorite bars that we used to watch Neil Sedaka play at, actually. It was end of watch for him at the bar at Vitello's last night, and Thursday night was his end of watch, actually. Thursday night was his end of watch. But they're road tripping. They already sent all their shit with the movers. They're road tripping out of here to Florida. Another victim of circumstance. Actually, they made the choice. They didn't have to leave. It wasn't a victim of circumstance. I've seen everybody drop and head out of town over the years here. Man, it's hot out today. It's been hot out in LA. It was 90 yesterday. It's going to be 85 today. I can only survive the shade. Maybe I'll do a little backup TikTok on my other phone before I leave out of here, just for the purposes of sending people to YouTube. Let me send some people over to YouTube. I was going to talk about Man Cow Miller. Oh, there's Punch the Monkey. Punch learns how to walk on 2 feet. Nice. Look at him. I saw the funniest video where John Stewart tried to roast Punch. Dolphin gal. I didn't see that. Yeah, rest in peace, Neil Sedaka. TikTokers will like the view. Well, I'm just trying to send people over to YouTube from my backup account. Don't feed the coyotes. Where's Barton at? What happened at the call the other night? They dragged that guy out. They fucking dragged that guy out. What's up, Andrew? Remember to follow us on YT. We're over there live on YT, Andrew. We are back, Staunchy. Staunchy, make sure you come over to the YT. Make sure you come over to the YT, Staunchy. Hello, Charlie. Remember, we're always on the YT channel, Charlie. Hello, Stacy. Make sure you follow us on YT, Stacy. Tora Lynn, you need to come over to the YT, though, because it's not going to last very long. Please do, Staunchy. We're live over there right now, so if you want to come look, Tori Lynn. I am still here. I am still here. But the streaming is going to become few and far between because I can't, it's just not built for me, you know? It's built for a different type of person. So I'm just letting you know, all my streaming is going to be over on the YT channel. Good morning, Jody. Yeah, thank you, Dean. The hills are beautiful. That's the Hollywood sign right there. We're looking at Mulholland Drive. In all its glory. As the tour van drives by. What's up, Ruben? This is Xing Xing Ping Ding, MLM Ding Dong coming at you live. I do identify, I am transracial, just like Rachel Dolezal, the white woman who identified as a black woman. I, in fact, identify now as a Chinese national. And I go by Jing Jing Ping Ding Emalema Ding Dong. I would actually like to be identified as a Braunschweiger sandwich. And my pronouns are government cheese and lunch meat. Come on over to the YouTube where I already told those jokes this morning. Dean is a standard moderator now. Oh, is Cheryl in there? I don't even remember who I had added back as moderators. Well, I added Dean. I thought I did that the other night. Didn't somebody have me do that the other night? I don't see Cheryl. I don't see Cheryl in there. Oh, okay. Anyway, I thought I did it though while I was driving, but yeah, it was hectic. I don't remember. I remember trying. It's weird on TikTok because when I do it on TikTok, sometimes I accidentally block somebody when I'm trying to give them powers to do something. It's weird. It says Ella watched me for 100 minutes. Yay! Anyway, we've been out here for over an hour here on the YouTube, TikTok. We've already been out here for hours. TikTok, we've already been out here for hours. Right now we're waiting for some guy, Barton, who said he was going to come up here and meet me. And he didn't say what he's going to do. So I don't know if we're going to hold hands and take a morning walk together, or I can't do the joke I want to do because I got TikTok running. Because there's a joke I want to do. I don't know if he wants to fight me or F me, is what I'm trying to say. But when you can't really say that properly, it's not funny. I don't know if he's coming to fight me or F me, you know? But if he tries to F me, he's going to have to fight me. So either way, it's going to end up in a fight. Yeah, you would think a Chinese national would have a lot of clout on the app, wouldn't you? How dare they? How dare they? Exactly. Social credit score, fail. Mr. Coldwater Canyon, you're going to float around in the pool later? What? On Coldwater Canyon? Does that mean you're Valerie Bertinelli's neighbor? You think you could get me her number? I'm asking for a friend. You know whose number I got after hanging out with him was Duff McKagan. I got Duff McKagan's number after hanging out with him. I don't think we're going on a date though. 8675309. I don't know why my phone keeps drifting. I got this thing locked into place and it just drifts. I don't know what that is. Oh, is that what that lever does? No, it's still drifting. I can't. You're using. Listen. You see how I've been on YouTube, but now I went on TikTok, and all of a sudden I can't. Every thought I have. You see how I'm going silent? I have a thought, and then I can't say it. I have a thought, and then I can't say it. I have a thought, and then I can't say it. So I'm imploring everyone here on TikTok to please follow me on the YT channel. It means white guy. YT equals, that's what people call white people now. They call them YTs. But it also stands for YouTube, where I'm live streaming currently. Mrs. Duff is fire. I don't know what his girlfriend looks like. Hello, Sammy. If we find something good, yeah. You just don't go on YouTube that much? Yeah, I'm transitioning though. I'm transitioning. That's why I identify as a Chinese national, because I'm transracial. So I'm transitioning from TikTok to YouTube, which means I'm identifying as a YouTuber instead of a TikToker. And don't forget my pronouns are government cheese and lunch meat. I like this natural panning that my camera keeps doing. My camera keeps making this natural pan. Actually, I don't like it, what it's doing. Thank you, Mama Pixie. I am lunch meat. Thank you, Mama Pixie. YT is awesome, right, Julie Marie? Yes, Tessie, YT, the same name and the same yellow logo. Thank you for asking. You should go check it now because it's live, so you'll know you found it because the account's live. Tessie Rodriguez, thank you for asking. It's a beautiful day. I am about to go take care of some garbage today. You know, basura. I think we're going to have a Republican governor and possibly a Republican mayor. I think the new mayor of Los Angeles is going to be a Republican. Hello, Sharon, LP. And I think the governor, well, it's not going to be the governor, but Saturday in the Park is right. I wish I could play the song right now, but I have YouTube on. Plus, I'm using two phones, so I don't even have the ability to do it. Hello, right back at you. Hello, right back at you. I don't know how these newers work. I'm trying to do some adjustments on this tripod. I don't get it. I don't know why it's floating like that. That thing just keeps floating away. Selena, I'm doing good. How are you? Selena Marino. Moreno. Hello, Lexi. Lexi, my pronouns are government cheese and lunch meat. Just so you know. Those are my new pronouns. Since you just got here. Okay, yeah. So you can call me, don't fuck up my pronouns and call me like, Tang or ketchup sandwich. Make sure you don't misrepresent my pronouns, because then I'll have to be like triggered. Sydney, we drug that guy out of the tunnel like a New York City rat. Cricket, stop it. Like a New York City rat, we pulled him right out of that tunnel. And when I say we, I'm talking about the SWAT team. You remember Tang? Hell yeah. Who doesn't remember Tang? It was basically orange water. Orange water. Tang was the best. Aloha. Wait a minute. Aloha. Where are you at again? You're not in Hawaii. 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 Have you guys seen the joke? Yeah, the SWAT team's pronouns are we. Exactly. Exactly. My cat's okay, Tahiti. My cat is doing all right. This is Indiana. An Indiana man in the Indiana town. Ring, 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 ring. You know the Tom Petty song? I'm just an Indiana man. We just built that Hollywood sign here in Indiana. Donna. Donna. Oh, Donna. Oh, Donna. Is that the song, or am I just making shit up now? I just keep doing a pan here that I'm not even trying to do. Come to OC. Yeah, I knew you were close by. The last time, every time I go to OC, honestly, Tahiti, I'm sorry, Cricket. I shouldn't have done that. That is a song, right? I should have looked the other way when I did it. Let's try it again. Oh, Donna. Was that better? Was that better? I love the OC. I love the OC. The thing is, the last time I was in OC, is that Richie Valens? How dare you call Richie Valens Ricky Valens? How dare you? Ba la 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 lamba. I can play that on guitar. And my guitar's in the trunk, so don't fucking call me out on it. I'll go get it and play it right now. Yeah, you didn't even spell that right, Nicole. That was a double mistake. That was a double mistake. Jeanette said do it. Nah, I would do it later. Sing the Oh Canada? Oh my God. I wouldn't sing that if I knew how. Oh Canada. Here, I'll sing it. This is what it sounds like. Oh Canada. That's what it sounds like. Talk about, I love Canadians, so don't get triggered, people. But that fucking song should be buried deep in the ground and send that into outer space. If you want to keep the aliens away from invading our planet, send a rocket ship with the theme song for Oh Canada in it, and they'll never come here. Mikey, are you in Canada? Did I trigger you? I'm not trying to trigger you. This is the truth. That fucking song, Sharon LP. Don't get mad. We love Canada. We're talking about that terrible song you guys sing as your anthem. It sounds like this. Ugh. That's the whole song right there. My opinion doesn't mean the truth. Thank you for stating the obvious, Mikey. Thank you. Appreciate you, though. Appreciate you trying to help out. You're also trolling my account, so say goodbye to everybody. You remember the song Say Goodbye to Hollywood by Billy Joel, Mikey? Go ahead. Go ahead and sing it because I'm hitting the button now. Bye-bye. I mean, if you're gonna come in here and yell at me and roast me, just do it under your own name, so you don't look like a coward when you do it. You know, if you're gonna come talk shit, just talk shit like as who you really are. When you make up an account that has 0 followers and you're following 0 people, we know you're somebody that was just in the live and you wanted to talk shit, but you didn't want to do it under, you didn't want to do it with your own name. So Mikey is somebody who didn't want to talk shit with his real username. And you're okay. You guys can talk shit. I don't care if you do. Mikey, I wouldn't even let Mikey out the door, but he was trolling. And to be fair to the Canadians, I'm not even the biggest fan of America's national anthem. These national anthems are a little bit... Let's start with this. They're overplayed, number one. You know what I mean? It's like... We heard the song Kryptonite from 3 Doors Down way too much. Right? So the song's not good anymore. Do you remember Livin' La Vida Loca by Ricky Martin? You can only play a fucking song so many times, even if it's good, before it just becomes old. I'm living La Vida Loca. I did a Pepsi commercial with Ricky Martin up at the Burbank amphitheater there. I forget what that place is called. But so even America's, what is America's? And a hole, oh say can you see? I can actually sing it. By the dawn's early light. I can actually sing it. I once did an audition for a rock band. Her name was Mandy Perkins. And we rocked the tunes, and then she wanted to know if I could sing. She goes, sing the national anthem. And I go, right in front of everybody? The band. And I did it. I sang it right in the room on the stage. It was pretty good. You wasn't trolling, Mikey? Mikey, you sure you weren't trolling? Mikey says, I wasn't trolling. I asked you to sing the anthem. I did sing it, Mikey. You ready? Here it goes. I'm going to sing the Canada theme. You ready? Oh, how was that? Was that in tune? That was the whole thing. Let me sing it one more time for you, Mikey. Okay. That's the whole thing. That's all of it, Mikey. Was that good, or do you want me to do it again? Because I just did it twice. Sounds like you are trolling the anthem. Well, fuck, you're a genius, man. Mikey, how long did it take you to figure that out? Can you tell us how long it took you to figure that out? Oh, I gotta spit, you guys. Hold on. How long did it take you to figure that out? You could have been on CSI. You're not telling us, Mikey. Play it and let's see if that's how it really sounds. Play it on what? You want me to play it out? Where do you want me to play it? On the radio over there on the side of the mountain? Where do you want me to play it? Mikey, do you want to come up as a guest in the guest box and you can play it for us? How about you request up, Mikey, and we'll put you in the guest box and you can play it for us. And I'll sing along with it. And it'll sound like this. Oh, cat, and it'll sound just like that. So you want to do it again? So you guest request up, Mikey. Come on. And I'll sing along with it. And we'll do a poll. There's 150 people in here. We'll do a fucking poll to see if I sing it better than whatever person. You can pick anybody who's ever sang it, Mikey. You pick whatever fucking version you want of the history of Canada, and you play it in the guest box. Mikey, look at how lush that hillside. Mikey's not coming up. You guys, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? You guys, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? You guys can go click on Mikey's account, but check it out, you guys. I blocked Mikey, and he's still in the chat. So, I don't know what to tell you. You remember a few minutes ago, I blocked Mikey, and when I click on his profile, it still says that he's blocked. But he's still in here commenting. So, yay, TikTok. HK, I did get a live ban, yes, I did. Yes, I did. They took it away from me, HK. That's why I am imploring you to come to the YT. I'm sure you're already on the YT. You guys, I was doing a tribute to Neil Sedaka, and I got a live violation for being me, because I am me. Oh, he's got his signatures? Well, maybe Spencer Pratt can fuck the city up a little bit more, and then we'll have William Good. We'll have William Good chase Spencer around and yell at him for our homeless problem. Because isn't that how it works? As soon as Spencer becomes mayor, then everything is his fault, right? You know how he's just been Spencer. Well, I can't talk about it on TikTok, you guys. You drove past me earlier? You drove past me earlier, Anonymous? What color shirt was I wearing? What color shirt was I wearing, Anonymous? Anonymous? I can't say it, E-Green, because I'm on TikTok, and I think they take that as harassment, so I can't say it. But everything's his fault as soon as I say we put him in office. Build him up so we can tear him down. I say we put him in office. To see how bad it could really be. I'm just kidding, though. Don't do that. Don't take that as an endorsement. What happened to Mikey? Where's Mikey? Was there just a delay on that block? He's still blocked, but somehow he was in here talking to us while he was blocked. That's impressive. Mikey, where'd you go? Do you remember the commercial? Hey, Mikey. Or Mikey likes it. What was that for? What cereal was that for? Mikey. You remember Mikey was one of the first people to be famous in commercials because he liked like Chex cereal or something. Life. Yeah, I ate that once and threw up. Could never touch it again. Or maybe that was wheat Chex. I don't know what it was, but I ate that cereal once. Wasn't Life cereal like really stale and it was a sugarless cereal? And that's why everyone was surprised that Mikey liked it. We would see the commercial and go, how the hell does he like that if it doesn't have any sugar on it? Like, we didn't even buy into it. We knew they were lying to us. Hey, Mikey, he likes it. They were using, do you know what they were using? They were using the Jones principle or the Johnson principle. which is Keeping Up with the Joneses or Keeping Up with the Johnsons. I forget which one it is. They were using the principle of, if Mikey likes it, then we'll like it. That's what the whole purpose was, right? He likes it. He likes it. Hey, Mikey. You know what they didn't show you? He poured like a cup of sugar into that fucking bowl before they turned the camera on. That's why he was liking it. He was sucking the sugar right out of the bottom of that bowl. You couldn't see it. Yeah, wasn't that like cardboard cereal? See, I've already gone down a rabbit hole that, believe it or not, and I'm going to tell you guys this right now, believe it or not, just because of the way I'm talking about Life cereal and those commercials and Mikey, you can't even do that on TikTok. So I'm not going to no longer talk about it any longer. But I just want you to know how sad of an app this is. And I'm going to ask you to come to YouTube where I can say anything I want. What's up, Ukraine? We were just talking about Ukraine, Tanner. We were just talking about Ukraine. And we were wondering if you guys needed some cash. We were talking about whether or not you guys needed a little bit of cash from us. AI Summary just came up and said we're having a friendly chat about Canadian national anthems. My AI Summary just came up in the chat. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you guys see that, or is that just visible to me? AI Summary, a friendly chat about Canadian national anthems. That's pretty funny. Hello, Lori Anderson. That's funny. Oh, it's funny. Well, we were talking about national anthems earlier with Mikey, and then Mikey's name is what triggered the conversation about Life cereal. You see how our segues work? We always connect the dots. We sang the Canadian national anthem to Mikey, and then we talked about Mikey, who we think might be the kid who was in the Life cereal commercials, because he's bitter. So we connected those dots, and that's where we're at. By the way, the Anonymous, you didn't tell me what color shirt I was wearing, Anonymous. Anonymous, you said you drove by me, but you didn't tell me what color shirt I had on, so I guess we don't believe you. I guess we didn't believe you, Anonymous. It was Mikey that drove by. Or that one guy, Brandon or Braden. What was his name? Barron? I already forgot the name. There's some guy on YouTube said he was coming up here to play with my behind, if you know what I'm saying. We don't know what he was talking about for sure. But we've been waiting. That's why we stayed on so long. I'm not the only one. I was trying to get an answer from Tim. What's the question? Yeah, they shut me down last night. No questions asked. That's exactly right, Kathy. And then I went into a comedy club and had a really nice time. Because that's the parking lot we were sitting in, actually. I was just talking to you guys about Neil Sedaka on the way to the comedy club. Oh, it's my cat's eye doctor, everybody. Cricket. I get this question often, Cricket. There should be no restrictions to comment on YouTube, but sometimes it is confusing. Even I've went on YouTube recently and had a hard time finding the comment section. Sometimes it's because you're not properly subscribed. I don't know. Sometimes you have to I don't know, but there is no restriction. If you join the live, you should simply be able to comment. I don't know if it's because you're not logged in. So if you're not logged into your account, so you have to sign up and have an account on YouTube, right? You may be able to watch a live without an account, but you probably can't comment on a live without an account. So you have to sign up with your email and technically have an account, I would assume. Oh, I don't know. But people have asked me that before. Like right now, we're live over on YT, and everybody is commenting with no problem, and I'm reading a chat. How is Daisy, says Lori. Daisy is doing pretty good. She has a little bit of dementia happening. She's just day by day. She's so old, I'm always worried. But she's okay. There goes a white Tesla for you there. Yeah, you're looking at Mulholland Drive. Over Mulholland. That's Tom Petty. Over Mulholland. I want to ride it. Over Mulholland. I'm David Ducup. Cricket, I don't understand it. So Cricket, maybe if you restart it, Cricket, are you trying to look at it on a phone? There goes a tourist van. There goes a van full of people. I should be doing that, making a lot of money running my mouth. I could be making a couple of grand a day at least if I ran my own van, driving these knuckleheads around town. Like, here he comes. They're stopping right here. Sure is sunny on that bus. That girl looked good in the middle. Whoa. Hey! Wow. Jeez Louise. Jesus Louise. Wow. Wowzer. You're on a phone right now, but you'll try to mess with it again. Well, are you on one phone? So you're on one phone, you're trying on YouTube, but you're having no problem on TikTok. I mean, I'll tell you, I have seen other people make the same ask on here. Like, hey, so wait, let me talk to Cricket here. Cricket, so you can see my live on YouTube, right? You can see it, but you don't see the box to put a comment in the chat. Is that what you're saying? Chuck's username is Chuck, but underneath it says Rage Baiter. So, and he doesn't follow me. So I had to block Chuck because he's not going to rage bait me. I'm not going to allow it this morning because I am susceptible. Yeah, I saw some of that critical mass bike ride. After I left the comedy club, they were still doing it. Vote for Hilton? Well, I might have to. I don't know if there's going to be a choice. Here comes another tour bus. There it is. See the tour bus? This one has shade. Let's see if there's any chicks on this one. Mindy, do you want to invest with me? I'm thinking about doing it, actually. I know a guy who has 3 of these buses, and he lives in a mansion on the hill. He's making about fucking $7,000 a day. Let's take a look at these ones. What's up? No, just an ugly white man in the middle. No buttes in that one. Look, Chuck is back. Chuck is back with his second Rage Baiter account. Chuck is back, and he's blocked again. Chuck, why don't you just come comment with all 6 of your accounts, Chuck? Oh, because we're on my backup, Dean. Hold on. That's right. Let me check your moderation on the backup account. Okay, you can mute him now, but I'd prefer to block him. So I'll look for it, Dean. His name is Chuck, same picture, and then it says Rage Baiter 3.0, and then the next one said Rage Baiter 6.0. And he'll probably, I think people can make up to 6 accounts at a time before they have to reset, get new emails, get a new phone. I don't know. I don't know because I'm not personally a troll, but I think you can make up to 6 accounts actually on one phone. I'm pretty sure. But I haven't sussed it out. But he just used up 2 of his accounts just now. It looked like it was the same guy, but it wasn't. So we should see him back any moment. Give him a second to make another account. You know. Give him a second, we'll make another account. People who make accounts to be asses are pathetic. Yes. How sad must it be in your life that you have to go make 6 different accounts and keep coming back? I mean, it is sad. I mean, does it get any sadder than that? It is sad. I don't really think it through too much, but it is pretty fucking sad. It's pretty fucking sad. Like, for instance, I take great joy in it, right? Because when it's actually a fault of mine where, like, if I quit something, sometimes I won't call and respectfully say, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. If I want out of something, not a relationship, but like a business partnership that's where they're weird, I'll just walk away from it and be done with it. But I remember I told my stalker, Zion, I said, I'm going to live rent-free in your head for the rest of your life. That's it. I was right. Could you imagine being somebody so miserable that you would have to be on your deathbed after 20 years of making accounts on TikTok? That's your entire life. That's sad. That's too bad. I'm glad it's not me. It just makes me feel good. It's like when you go on TikTok and you watch somebody who's paralyzed, who can barely get out of their wheelchair, but they dance to songs because they're living their best life. Or that other girl I follow who has no arms and no legs. You know, you watch these accounts and you're like, geez, at least I got arms and legs. We just had a couple of different trolls on YouTube. Or no, here, not on YouTube. We had a guy from Canada who wasn't happy with the way I sang the national anthem, which goes like this. Oh, Canada. That's the whole song. And he didn't like that. And so we asked him to come up in the box and sing it for us, but he didn't want to. So, oh well. Slab City would be a good place for him. Yeah. You couldn't keep track of 6 accounts. Well, some of them have more than 6. I mean, after they get blocked out, they end up, they got 20, 30, 40 accounts. I do have a heating pad. My cats sleep on them. I have 3 heating pads, maybe 4 if you count the blanket. If you count my heated blanket I have 4. Daisy sleeps on a heating pad. Ellie sleeps on a heating pad. I have a heated blanket. My cats love those fucking things, man. They fucking love those things. Oh, you're not asking me. AI summary. Here's our new AI summary. Yeah, the manhole guy did come out. He came out. The new AI summary says a live tour of California's Mulholland Drive, spelled wrong. Well, that's more like it. Okay, I thought you guys were asking me about the heating pad, but who needs a heating pad? Did somebody hurt their back? Who hurt their back? Don't we all have heating pads? I have a bunch of them. You guys need one? I send you one. Yeah, Mindy, we can make money as doing Hollywood tourism. Yeah, is that what you're saying? Oh, Aaron needs the heat pad. Yeah, I got some extra heat pads. I got a bunch of them. My cat might have peed on a couple of them. I'll have to check. You definitely need a heat pad for your neck. Here comes a weird security guard. I don't trust him. Did you see that patrol car? And then a red Tesla. Never trust a person in a red Tesla being tailgated by a person in a red Toyota Camry. 1999 Toyota Camry. Yeah, the heated pads are scented with the scent of cat urine. They smell like ammonia. No, my cats have not peed on there. But my cat Ellie has a long hair. Sometimes she'll, after she uses the litter, she'll wipe her butt on the cover. But the cover comes off of hers and can be washed. She has one of those cool ones with a cut. It's actually made for animals. My other heating pads are made for humans. Ellie's a weirdo. My cat Ellie is a maniac and a weirdo. I believe she's the reincarnation of my mother, actually. Because I found her right after I buried my mom. I buried my mom, drove to California, and found Ellie in a parking garage, all alone, all abandoned, just looking at me. And I'm not a religious man. But the cosmos is a crazy place, so you just never know what's going on. After meeting a group of Americans that were tourists in my home country of Norway, I gotta say I was really surprised when they told me how much they use 9mm in school. Oh boy. I'm from Norway, Olin. Ola Rustad 5725. Let me tell you something. My great, triple great, I don't know how many greats, but there's a bunch of greats in front of him. My great grandpa, or my great grandpa, I don't know, which one of those two, is Moss T. Gunderson. That's right, Moss T. Gunderson. He immigrated here from Norway. And that's where I descend, although I'm mostly Swedish, my friend. That little town on the coast of southwest Norway. What is that town called? I forgot the name of the town. There's a city right on the coast of southwest. It's down there in the southwest corner is where I immigrated from, or my family did. Iran will pay. Iran. What's up, Colorado? Make sure you follow us on the YouTube, Colorado. Nicole with the amazing cat. I've seen your cat picture already because his little tongue is out. Oh, you already do? Okay. Just making sure. I'm just making sure with everybody today that they're also going over to the YT, because that transition is slowly but surely it is happening. And it's not by my choice. I love TikTok, honestly. I do love it as a you know, the stabilization in the image. See, I love it for different reasons. I love it because when you're sitting on a tripod, it doesn't matter. But when you're moving, it has good image stabilization. Thank you, Nicole. Daisy is doing good. I think her onset dementia is showing a little more. She's doing it as well as you can be doing if you're a 100-year-old cat, aka 21-year-old cat. I still got to go look at her baby pictures to see what year that was, because she could turn 22 in July, and I'm not aware. She's either going to turn 21 in July or 22 in July, and I'm not for sure. Yeah, no new wars. That's right. No new wars. Okay, close your eyes. That's not happening. Your cat was between 18 and 20. Ooh. Yeah, don't get lost like Daisy does. Daisy walks around the house. She turns around and she's lost. Daisy will stand up, turn around, and go, meow, because she's just like that. She's lost. It's weird because she doesn't have the ability to move, walk, or do much, but she can still beat Ellie up. You know, if Ellie walks by in front of her personal space, she throws hands like Muhammad Ali in his prime. So she just, all of a sudden, she stands up like she's Sugar Ray Leonard and puts it on her. Pop, 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 pop. And I'm like, damn, stop doing that. She's like the bully monkey in Punch's cage. She's like the older bully monkey that's punching Punch. And it's the only thing I yell at her about. And I don't really yell, but I do have to yell. I do yell. I yell at her, stop it. Stop it. And by the way, Ellie could tear her into pieces, and she just doesn't know, because Daisy established her alpha dominance when Ellie was a kitten. But the truth is, I've had to fight both of them off going to the vet. And Ellie, you ever heard the song, I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy? Never mind. I can't even get into conversations I want because TikTok bans words. Hello, Nature Fairy. You adopted a Siberian. Nice. I love the cat in your picture. Thank you, Nicole. I love your cat picture there. The Zionists learned a lot from the Persians and Egyptians, says E-Dog. So this makes the Iran butt hurt. Happy Saturday. Oh, thank you, Morgan. Ow. 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 Yeah, Nikki, Master, that's what I'm saying. I'm over here choosing my words carefully, but then forgetting and then having to shut up again. I appreciate that, Morgan. It's very nice of you. You have a bunch of cats. Should I follow you back because you're a cat person? Yeah. Oh, Morgan rescues. Oh, I just followed you back. Morgan rescues cats. Choosing grace for all creatures. Oh, we love you then, Morgan. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that. The other cat is 8 years old. Ellie Mae is 8. My podcast is going to be dropping soon. Which, the fun thing about the podcast is this, you guys. Some of you might not be into podcasting, but the few people who are, it'll be fun to hang out because I'm just testing the waters again on it. I don't know if it'll last or not, but it will be live streamed on YouTube. So you'll be able to watch the podcast live. It'll be distributed after the fact, but as opposed to when I used to do a podcast in the early and mid 2010s, it was never a live stream, because technology was different, and it wasn't on video. It was just audio podcasting. But now you'll be able to watch it live on YouTube. And although the way it works is I'll only read messages from super chats, people who already follow me on TikTok and YouTube over the past 2 years or whatever it's been, I will not ask them to super chat, and I will read their comments during the show. And what does that mean? I don't know if you understand what that means or not, but like people who podcast and then they run a live stream, they will read live comments from chat, but only super chats, meaning people have to actually pay. You drop $2, $5 to make a super chat, and then they run those live on the podcast. And I will do that, but I'm saying my people, I'll put their comments up live during shows. Meaning what? Let's say I have a guest and he's a professional actor and you have a question for him. Well, if you don't have to super chat me for that, I'll put your question up if I already know who you are. I want to bring Travis Schiffner up from the Jeepers Creepers series as my first guest. Yeah, you should change your YouTube name if you can. Or if you make a chat and you want it to be read or ask a question or something during a live podcast without super chatting, you can just say, hey, it's me from TikTok. Or, you know what I mean? You can just remind me by saying, hey, I've been following your TikTok. Just let me know. But I'm just trying to explain how podcasting works. Meaning, if you're a serious podcast, you're going to be busy talking about whatever topic or interviewing a guest or whatever the theme is. You don't have time to sit and just interact like it's a live stream. This is different. I'm interacting with you. I still tell stories in that shit, but when I'm podcasting, the only reason, people get to interact during a live podcast, because they enter. These software apps allow super chats to just come up. It's hard to explain it. Oh, hello, Cheryl. Born on the bayou. Hey there, born on the bayou. Hello. I like the bayou. Boom. I like the bayou. Damn, there's bugs and shit here now. A Bengal kitten? I love Bengal kittens. They're uncontrollable. You know what's awesome about Bengal kittens? Is they're uncontrollable. That's what's awesome. Have you guys seen the meme that's going around? That's really funny. And what do I mean by that? There's a meme going around that says, if your cat could text back, it wouldn't. I love that so much. If your cat could text message you back, it wouldn't. You know what I mean? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck couldn't chuck wood? I love this meme. Oh, thank you, Angel. Angel, thank you for that message. I don't even know what I'm looking at. It looks like a super chat, but it's not. It's like a membership chat. Love it. I'm gonna tell you the podcast that I actually follow. Oops. The ones that I actually follow, I'm gonna be promoting. Somebody is gonna get gifted a membership, and memberships are good for the podcast. Memberships are excellent for the podcast. Bengals mellow with age. Yeah, because the thing about the Bengals are, I love Bengal cats. I love all cats. That sun is unrelenting. Now there's a fucking gardener under us. Oh boy. New AI summary says discussing a new live podcast format with guest questions. See, AI is listening to TikTok. A dude who likes cats is a good dude. I agree. Daisy. We all love Daisy the best. Daisy is the love in my life. I still don't know the post office girl's name. Let me think if I can think of it now. Post office girl's name is, I think I'm going to go see her today. I like animals more than people. In fact, I like animals and I dislike people, so I don't even know if it's close. I used to have a button I wore on my hat. I had a hat that said white trash, and then I had a button pinned to it that said I hate people. Those were the good days of LA. Go buy one stamp. I'm gonna go buy one postcard stamp. Like I'm a First Amendment auditor. And then I'm gonna pay for it with pennies. Actually, that wouldn't be a good look. I think I'll pay for it with a $100 bill. That'd look solid. That'd look solid. Yeah, it was a MAGA hat. Ben, I didn't even realize it was a MAGA hat. I didn't even realize that. We have a Daisy Dachshund. Oh, I love it. I already love it. Can you send that to me? Can you send that Dachshund to my house? I love wiener dogs, especially mini wiener dogs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy a postcard stamp, and when I pay for it with the $100 bill, I'm gonna take the $100 bill out of a stack of $100 bills. And I'm going to say, listen, Lindsay, because I think her name is something close to Lindsay, but it's not Lindsay. And I'm going to say, listen, Larissa or Lysandra, I can't remember her name. I'm going to say, do you have change? Because if you don't, I could use my credit card. 3 Siamese cats. I grew up with Siamese cats. So my cat Sam, as a kid growing up, was a Siamese cat. Is this Karen talking to me right now? Why am I getting confused about your account? This is Karen, correct? And the reason I'm confirming that is because I don't I don't want to misread somebody's comment because I believe anything you tell me. No shit. Do you know which base? And do you know if it's like really bad? I mean, yeah, I gotta go check in on this war, you guys. You have a Frenchie and a Bengal cat? A base in Iran? Did we have a base in Iran? It's on CBS right now. I'm running short on time here anyway. I got shit to do. I got a bad tire. I got to record some music. I got to do a bunch of shit. Yeah, we're prepared for all of that. I know we're at war. I have my scanner on in the car. I have my scanner on. If anything good happens in the city, I'll be there. I'll be there on YouTube and my backup TikTok. So anything good that I hear, I'll go do it. But in between that time, I gotta go run around. I think I'm gonna start a tourist company here. I think I'm gonna start a tourist company in it. Anyway, I really love anybody who's been in the YouTube. Thank you for being in the YouTube, in or out of the YouTube. Any new subscribers in the YouTube. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. YouTube, it's a much harder uphill battle because, let's face it, TikTok dominates the ball game. You know, Instagram's not even feasible. They don't even have an algorithm. I mean, not an algorithm. They don't even have a way to put your live out beyond your own followers. But you can follow us on Instagram as well. But here's what happened last night. The Asian comedian that I met at the club last night. So I had never met her officially, but I know who she was. She didn't know who I was. I couldn't find her on her Instagram. And she came up to me and we were talking and I missed her set. I was in the car running my mouth. She went up second. Missed her set. Small crowd last night. She was like, why don't you just get up last? I go, fuck, it's already a small crowd. I'm not going to wait and do the fucking 12 o'clock show for 3 people. I'm not doing that. And, I go, did you delete your social media? Because I couldn't find her. And she goes, no, I didn't delete my social media. I go, why? I go, I followed you. And she goes, what? Who are you on Instagram? She pulled her phone out and like we're trading social media. Her account don't come up. Then my account don't come up both ways. And it's like, wait a minute. You can't see my account. I can't see your account. This doesn't make sense. And then finally, I was typing my name in over and over and over. And there was my account on Instagram. I go, it's right there. I clicked on it on her phone. It came up and showed 0 followers. And then I looked down further and it said unblock. She had blocked me. She didn't even know me. I said, wait a minute. I said, Nicole, unblock me. What is going on, Nicole? Unblock me. And so she did because we were getting along fine. She hits the unblock. And then it shows my followers, which is only on Instagram, it's only like 5,000. I go, why did you block me? And she goes, that's a great question. Why did I block you? And then she went into her direct messages and boom, there's a message from me in her direct messages on Instagram. And I go, whoa. She goes, probably because of your message. And we read the message together because we were just sitting next to each other closely in these stools. And so we read a direct message I had sent to her DMs over a year and a half ago. And I'm a little bit nervous because I'm like, oh my God, what did I say to her? And it was totally a good, but I put that in the message pixelated penguin. This is what my message said, generally speaking. It said, hey, Nicole, I'm just sliding into your DMs. I literally said it. I said, let me try and remember how it looked. The only thing that triggered her to block me was I used the word sexy in the direct message. I should have never used the word sexy. I should have left that word out. Her English isn't that good. She probably reads it even worse. It said, hey, sexy, I think, or something to that effect. Hey, sexy, funny lady, I think is what it said. I said, this blue-eyed white guy, because she did a joke. She did a joke on a very popular show on YouTube. And she said, oh, I like blue-eyed white guy. I like blue-eyed white guy. I love blue-eyed white guy. And so I said, hey, sexy, funny lady, I'm just sliding into your this blue-eyed white guy is just sliding into your DMs to let you know I think you're really funny. That's all the message said, you guys. It was a very innocent message. There's another star line behind me. It just said, hey, sexy, funny lady, this blue-eyed white guy. I thought that she would get that I saw her on stage. It's just sliding in your DMs to say that I think you're a funny lady. And we read it together, and I go, Nicole, what's wrong with this message? I just said that you're funny. And she goes, sexy. It's sexy. It's sexy. She said they're sexy. I go, you know what? Even I agree with that. I said I shouldn't have put sexy. I go, you know what? I shouldn't have put sexy. And even right now, I shouldn't have put that word. I should have just said, hey, funny lady, this blue-eyed white guy is just sliding into your DMs to let you know I think you're really funny. That's what I should have done. I should have left but she had blocked me. Thank you, Michelle Strict. I learned that last night. Big mistake. But I resolved that issue. I resolved the issue, Michelle. Well, using the word sexy says it all, doesn't it? It says, here's what it says. When you say, hey, sexy lady, you basically just said, hey, I'm a creep. I'm a creep. She goes, because I don't know you, team. Team, I don't know you, team. So I don't know you, team. So I don't know you, team. I just think you other creep. That's what she said. I go, that's fair. I go, now you know me. And I'm sorry. I should have never used that word. I actually said that. You do live and you learn, Michelle. And honestly, I wasn't shocked that I did that. But I was like, why did I use this? Why did I say sexy? Like I was like, why did I do that? Even I should have known that. But I already should have known. How you know I sexy? How you know I sexy? How you know, team, I sexy? Team, how you know I sexy? That was the story I was trying to tell earlier. I forgot to finish that earlier because I have ADHD. But I was telling that story earlier. Yeah, I should have said pretty lady. But even pretty, I should have just left out in the first message. But pretty is classy. Pretty is much classier. Thank you, Michelle. I think you're very thank you. I think you're very nice. I thank you. I'm just here to make you laugh, Michelle. But seriously, I do just want people. You guys, the only thing that matters in life is laughing. That's why I try so hard for reaction, comedic reaction. Because being depressed is no fun. Being angry, well, I like being angry. I have a lot of fun being angry, but that's just me. Being angry is no fun. Being sad is no fun. Nostalgia feels good, but nothing feels better than laughing. Nothing feels better than endorphins rushing through your brain from laughter. Nothing feels better than that. I remember that one Thai girl going, "Oh, you single guy. Oh, you single guy." This one Asian girl. Keep looking left. You see Timmy. Anyway, this one Asian girl from Thailand, she was getting divorced from this white guy who had married her, and I met her at the park. It was weird. I actually met her in real life at a park, and she came up to my car. And I said something to her like, I was hitting on her. And she goes, "Oh, I get it. You single guy. You single guy." And I said, "Yes. Yes, I am." And she kept saying, "Oh, you single guy. You single guy." I just can't get that out of my head. Oh, shit. I actually saw her a couple of times. She went back to Thailand. Yeah, it's a really beautiful view, and I hear you. The whole country's been snowed in. Why did I say slip into? What did I say? I wish I could. Oh, I bet I can read the message. The message is probably still on my end, right? I should go look at the message I sent her to see exactly what I said. But I just know it was innocent except for the word sexy. Her question, she should have said, "Why are you a single guy? Why are you a single guy?" I'm looking for a relationship with a Canadian too, because I need to get out of here. Take some free health care, some Canadian citizenship. I'd like to live in South Detroit, like in that Journey song. In South Detroit. He sings really high, I could never do it. But Windsor, Canada is actually South Detroit. Did you know that? Did you know there's not really a South Detroit? If you're in downtown and you go south, you'll be in Windsor, Canada. Now there's a southwest Detroit, but there's no southeast Detroit, doesn't exist. And there's no South Detroit, doesn't exist. It's called Windsor, Canada. Did you know that? And in that song it goes, "Born and raised in South Detroit." I have to do it falsetto or else I can't find the key. And I don't even know if the lyric is "born and raised." But it goes, "Da-da-da-da, South Detroit." In that Journey song. You know what I mean? Yeah, my tour bus needs to be called Touring with Timmy. Touring with Timmy! Timmy! Back in the day when I was recording my first solo record, because I had only played in bands and I was going to do my own record. 2003, I think. That's when Timmy was really popular in South Park. I couldn't go throughout the day without hearing that all fucking day. My producer, Peter, "Timmy!" And I'm like, calm down, dude. All right? Stop doing that. "Timmy!" You know what I mean? They just fucking couldn't stop doing it. "Timmy!" I'm like, fuck already. Although I do love that. I love saying it too. Oh, shit. What song is it? No, that's it's a really popular Journey song. So born and raised in South Detroit. Da-da-da. You took the midnight train going in. Don't Stop Believing, exactly. Thank you, Cricket. God damn, I couldn't think of it. It's "Don't Stop Believing" that here's the lyrics. Don't stop believing that there is a south side to Detroit, because there isn't. The draft is back? Well, I'm just going to have Trump's dad get me out of it. What do I have? I have bone spurs like Donald, like my president. I'm just like my president. I have bone spurs, so can't draft me. Plus, I'm pretty sure I'm too old. If we send the Gen Z kids in, we might be in trouble. No offense, Gen Z, but I don't know. I saw a Gen Z kid the other day. He couldn't get out of a donut shop. So I don't know what he's going to do on the front lines. Kid couldn't find the door at a donut shop. So I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do in a war. I'm sorry, Polly. I'm not trying to offend the Gen Z. I like Gen Z because you guys are smart enough to say we shouldn't be at war. I mean, I get it. I like my Gen Z. I love my Gen Z. Polly. Oh, Polly, that's a good question. I didn't see that. Polly, should you be worried about the Iran thing? I'm going to tell you that you should not. Polly, I'm going to tell you, Trinidad, you're Gen Z? No, you're not. Let me see your picture. Are you? You look like you're a boomer in that picture, or either it might be too small, Trinidad. Anyway, you guys should not be worried. Let me tell you guys something. 3 years is like blinking your eyes. And I know if you're Gen Z, you're like, what are you talking about? Trust me. One day you're going to realize, like, the fact that rent is due on fucking Saturday. Is that tomorrow? Wait, that's today. That's today. Anyway, the fact that rent is already due again. I just paid rent like yesterday. But what I'm telling you is, as you go through life, time folds in half. Okay? Your perception of 1 year when you're 10 years old, as opposed to your perception of 1 year when you're 30 years old, that is constantly folding in half as you live. And what I'm explaining to you is, this Iran and this Trump thing is going to be gone in the blink of an eye. You don't have to worry about it. There's nothing to worry about. What you have to worry about is the fact that we're on a rock floating through outer space. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay? We're all going to end up in the same box. Okay? Doesn't matter if you're poor or you're rich. Doesn't matter if you're homeless or in a home. It doesn't matter what your perception is of anything. We're all we all started in the same place, and we're all going to end up in the same place. That's what everything is. Polly, thank you for saying that. Actually, Polly, let me explain this. Thank you for saying that. Polly should feel stressed because of the affordability issue, and I want to talk about that. So where I'm from, and the generation I'm from, is once you turned 18, you had to leave. You were not allowed to live at your home unless you paid rent or you stayed in school. You were allowed to stay at my house if you were in college for something. Otherwise, you had to get the fuck out. And you knew that when you were 12 years old. You knew that when you were 18, you were either still in school or you were gone. Not in a negative way, not in a mean way. That's how life worked. You're an adult when you turn 18. You're going to go live as an adult. Okay? I grew up in a poverty-stricken situation. Okay? We didn't even have doors or closets in our fucking house. You know what I mean, Polly? So Polly. Oh, I'm right in their way. So Polly, what I'm saying is, am I in your shot? Are you sure? Okay. So what I'm saying is, Polly, when I got thrown out, first of all, I left my home when I was 15. And then I went back when I was like 17 for a year. But when I had to leave, when I had to get thrown out of I got thrown out of my house when I was 18 by my Uncle Ray. Like literally, you guys, I'm not making it up. I was trying to go home one day, and my Uncle Ray was standing in the front yard and said, you can't come back. You know what I mean? You can't grift over here anymore. You can't. It's over, Johnny. You know what I mean? It's over, Johnny. You got to go figure it. Whatever you're doing, you got to go figure it out on your own. You're an adult now. But to answer Polly's stress here, I was able to go get in a. First of all, my pack ran 100 deep back then. I could pretty much go to any of my friends' house, which I did. I went over to Guido's house. I was staying in his house until I figured it out. And so I ended up living in like this hotel, this hostel style hotel for $40 a week. You know what I mean? $160 a month was my rent. I could panhandle that in an hour. But what I'm saying is, for Gen Z like Polly, her stress is real. In LA, if you were to actually be thrown out of your house and you're facing a $2,500 a month rent, how in the fuck are you going to do that? How in the fuck are you going to do that? Curly, I've been 42 years old for a while. For several years. I've been 42 for several years. So Gen Z is stressed out. This is why you see 25, 26, 27, 32, 35-year-olds living at home. Because they don't know what the fuck to do. And most people don't throw their kids out at 18, so God bless. If you got parents that'll let you stay at the house. But kids also don't want to stay at their parents. Your natural instinct is you don't want to live with your parents. But fuck, you can't afford to go anywhere else. So Polly, I hear you. Your son is a millennial. Well, that's what I'm saying, E. Green. There's no way around it. And who would want to throw their kids out? See, when they threw us out into the lake and said swim, meaning threw us out into the lake of fire of life, they knew we were going to be fine. They knew they were just throwing us into the lake and that we'd start flapping our arms and swim our way to shore. They knew that would happen. That's not going to happen in LA. You can't throw your kid out into this and expect that he's going to be able to make it to shore. He's not going to make it to shore. It's a rock and a hard place for everybody, man. And it's sad. It is sad. It's sad that it has to be this way. You guys, when I came to LA in the year at the turn of the millennia, I was renting places for $450 a month still. This isn't that old. When I came to LA in 1999, I came to LA in 1999. I rented my apartment for $450. My next apartment was $550. Then we rented a house. I was driving girls at night, me and a girl and this other guy. We rented a house for $1,200. We split the rent 3 ways, $400 each for a house in Studio City. And then rent was even cheap all the way up to 2008. It was okay. It went up and we're like, what's happening? And then just like that, in the blink of an eye, over the course of 10 years, the world changed economically. Because capitalism was able to kill this country in about 10-year span. 2008 to 2018, it was over, Johnny. Just like that. I could have bought a house for $280,000 in 2004. I didn't realize I was supposed to. Now the only way I could get a house here is if I spent $1 million. So for people like Polly who are Gen Z, I don't think they have the perception that it wasn't. They just see what's happening and they're like, what the fuck is happening? Well, what happened, Polly, is greed and capitalism have destroyed our country. And oligarchs like Donald Trump and other rich people don't care. You know what I'm saying? Elon Musk is worth more than the bottom, like 99% of our whole country. Like there are ridiculous numbers out here. In LA, you have to make $100,000 a year to not be homeless, basically. Well, 40% of all Generation Z kids in California the study says will never be in a market for a home because it's an impossibility. Is that a word, impossibility? Because if it's not, I claim that it's a word. I deem it a word. They will never live in a home. Why do you think van life is such a trending thing? Why do you think living in a car is trending and popular? Because it's your only option, number one. Number two, when you're young, that kind of vagabond life is fun. Living in a van, going on the road, when my band went on the road, that shit's fun when you're young. Trust me, that goes away. At some point, you want to sleep in your own bed and you don't want it to be in the back of your van. At some point, you can't live day to day without a shower every day. Polly, what state do you live in? You don't have to dox yourself, but I'm just trying to figure out economically your situation. Are you a Californian? Because you're in the real struggle if you're here. You pray you can make enough to get a house one day. Exactly, man. I hear you. I never found that market. Oh, okay, Polly, I hear you. Polly, you are in a terrible situation. I don't even have anything good to say about it. AI summary now says sharing personal stories about the rising cost of living and housing. So TikTok AI is definitely listening to every word you're saying. This is why I do get live access removed all the time. As you can see, I'm only being very G-rated right now because, well, I don't want to get in trouble. This is why tiny homes are popular. You bought it from your mom in Chicago. Well, just to answer Polly's question. So, Polly, I have a history in the Midwest, right? And I've been looking at property there, not to live in, but to give myself some kind of equity. So I could go buy a home right now where I'm from. I could rent it out. But again, that market is different. I'm not going to get rich off of that unless I own like 10 homes. But it could be a place I could go and have and retire in, or at least say, I have my own place. It's like I'm not buying in LA. I mean, me and my buddy Shep, who's been stealing all the ribeye steaks at Ralph's, we were trying to figure out, and that one guy got all pissed. Your friend's a piece of shit. Well, me and my buddy from Boston, the guy who's been stealing the ribeye steaks, let me tell you something. We were just looking at a house in Woodland Hills. It's a flip house. They want $690,000, right? And we're thinking about trying to flip it because between Shep and I, we can do the whole thing. We could even build a pool there because it doesn't have a pool. And we're trying to do the math on it. First of all, we'd have to live in it during the flip. Mortgage would be fucking $4,000 a month, I'm sure. Yes, Iowa, Tahiti. Don't laugh. I'm from Iowa. But did you know you can buy a mansion in my hometown for $275,000? Do you know you can live in... Do you know one of the most beautiful homes in America was trending and went viral last summer? For $350,000, you could get one of the biggest, most amazing, beautiful Victorian homes you've ever seen in your life for $350,000 in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Because they have a few houses downtown there that were built in like the early 1920s that are like some of the most ridiculous fucking amazing houses you've ever seen. But the point is you can buy that thing for $300,000. Yeah, those deals are over. Low interest rates, those deals are over. Somebody said in the chat the other day, 6% interest rate. It's super low now. No, it's not. I'll never agree to a 6% interest rate on anything. I would never agree to that, especially on a 30-year anything or a 15-year. The only way I could or would buy right now was I would put 50% plus down, and it would have to be in a market where I could afford the 50%. Blue Nevada. See, you're a very lucky Blue Nevada. I've been seeing generational wealth do amazing things to about, I would say, 50% of the people I know, probably more. Probably 60 to 7, 6 out of 7 or so, 6 or 7 out of every 10 people I know. At the age I'm at now, which is, I've been 42 for several years, I've been seeing people like get their generational wealth. You know, they're losing parents, the property's coming to them, and they're doing well. And they could make money too by selling, but they're keeping the property and they're passing it on to their kids. That's nice. And I've seen some people get millions in generational wealth. Unfortunately, that's part of the American grift. Because a lot of people like me, I grew up in a house that didn't have closets or doors. You know, I was never getting generational wealth. I could have bought the house I grew up in with when I buried my mom. It was on the market for $20,000, the house I grew up in. But I didn't want that dump. You know what I mean? I'd have to build closets and doors inside. But most people have no... Right, Polly, and I hear you. Like, I had to create a seasonal business, Polly, in order to be able to stuff anything anywhere. If I didn't run a seasonal business, I wouldn't be able to save. It wouldn't be possible. Do you know what I'm saying? Karina, I'm not back. Stop it. I am not back. But remember, I'm on YouTube. I'm on YT. Everybody come to YT. Nobody's got a safety net. Yeah, that's exactly what the antidepressants are for in today's world. How else can we sit around facing this nonsense? Yeah, this is Tom. This is Tom Pingle. This is Tom Pingle. I'm going to change it to Tom. You grew up in extreme poverty in Pittsburgh. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Indio is nice and affordable, but really, it's really not, though, Tahiti. I've looked at Palm Springs. I used to go to Palm Springs twice a year. Right now, I'm not traveling a lot because of Daisy. Daisy doesn't do well with care, with home care. She fucking does not like somebody coming to take care of her. So right now, I've really been missing my travel, but I'm dedicating my time to my cat. Tom Pangle is my new name. My new name is Tom Pangle. But I spent a lot of times in Palm Springs. I dream of being like Frank Sinatra and living out there. I love Palm Springs. The problem is the deserts have become so fucking hot. That's your name, Snowman? Yeah, I stopped traveling, Emily. I did stop traveling. I went to Vegas. Last trip was to Vegas, Emily Laura 21. And I hired a cat sitter and it just didn't work out. I came back the next day because it was not working. And that's it. Look at those grifters. A month ago. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Don't say that. I mean, you can say that, of course. I'm sorry, Emily. You live in it. Okay, so you guys got a house. You're going to have your kids take the house someday. What's the suburb? Well, you probably don't want to dox yourself. But you're probably in like Henderson or, you know what I mean, over by that town that's by... Oh, I guessed it. I guessed it. That's where Ronnie the limo driver lives. Blue, Nevada. That's where Ronnie the limo driver lives. Does anybody know who Ronnie the limo driver is? Because if you do, and you're a chick, we should get married. Because that means you are up to no good. You should not know who Ronnie is. Who messes up a cat sitting job? The cat sitter did not mess it up. Daisy's response to it was so heartbreaking, I had to come home. Like, she went under the bed and put her head in the corner, and this really nice lady who's a great cat sitter couldn't even get her to come out and eat. It was fucking weird, man, because she just refused to be taken care of. Refused. So I drove home. I just came home. I've never seen anything like it. Like, I would try when she was young, when Daisy was young and not sick and still mobile, I can actually go out of town for 2 or 3 days at a time. I would go to San Diego, Palm Springs, Las Vegas, San Francisco, Sacramento, all the time. And I had an automatic cat feeder and water thing, and I would put like 8 bowls of water out and automatic cat feeding, even with Ellie. And I could leave. And I'd put out an extra litter box or 2 and just let her live by herself. That's why cats are awesome. But now that she's not mobile and shit, I can't do that. I can't do that. In fact, when I used to leave for 3 days, the cats would be like, thank God. Take your time. Leave us alone already, would you? Thank you, Emily. Should follow you back. I appreciate that. I am taking good care of her. Thank you for noticing. I want her to be a lucky cat. I want her to be a lucky cat. Why does it? She deserves it. All cats deserve it. Over Mulholland, I want to ride her. Name in the sky. That's it. I want to write her name in the sky. Is that the lyric? That's pretty fucking good. I want to live over Mulholland, with her name in the sky. I want to write her name in the sky. It's getting hot, you guys. That's why I have to go. But thank you, YouTube. I hope your cats are doing well. I love them. Iran has every right to defend itself, says Captain Save-A-Ho. That's a hell of a username. Captain Save-A-Ho-Ho-Ho says Iran has every right to defend itself. That's all I'm saying. I don't even like those Shia Muslims. But I do like fairness, and they're being agonized, which isn't fair. Antagonized, I'm sorry. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm going to go check in on the war. Thank you, Twirly Girl. I'm going to go check in on the war and run my errands. I got to rotate a tire. I'll see you, E-Green. E-Green 01. You know that's what's on the side of the Dukes of Hazzard car. Yeah, I'll get back on later. I'll be back. On my backup account. I'll be back. But it'll be on my backup account. I'll be back. Goodbye, Cricket. Aloha, Tahiti. Aloha. Make sure you subscribe here because we'll be back. Okay, YouTube? Thank you.